Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Hello, hello. Change my name. Cool. We got 6 minutes, so take your time, settle in. Today, all right. All right, if you're here, thank you for being here. We're gonna let everyone trickle in and start at 8. This class or this session is going to be for the basics of the basics. Hi, Tony. If you have never set up a MetaMask, if you have, you don't know much about Web3, this class or this session will be, I will make sure you walk away here with a MetaMask. Okay, that's definitely something that we want to make sure of, because that will be the starting point to everything that you're going to do in NFTs in Web3. So I just want to make that clear that this is a very beginner's level class, and that is okay. That's why we're doing this, is because we want to onboard people in a safe, safe, trusting environment. My name is May. We have Tyler, who's helping modding today, and we will definitely introduce ourselves in a little bit once everyone trickles in. So take your time, check out what you want to check out, and we will get started shortly. Cool. Why don't we, and feel free to use the chat. I would love to know where everyone's, tuning in from. Don, we got you. Testing, 1, 2, 3. You're in the building. So if you don't mind sharing, where you're located, where you're hanging out at, that'd be great. Fury's from Croatia. That's amazing. Huntington Beach, Boston, Trinidad. Let's go. Very, very cool. Yep. North Carolina, the Netherlands, yep, Colombia, Vegas, Mexico. Hello, hello. PH, where is that? Nebraska, Bay Area, nice. Very cool. All right. Cool. From Korea, welcome. Hey, Jonathan, this is what's going on is we're about to start our session. This session is NFT 101, the basics. We will be teaching everyone here, or making sure everyone here gets set up with a crypto wallet, especially, the one that we're familiar with is a MetaMask. So that's kind of where I want to take today's session, is really making sure everyone here has a MetaMask when they step out of, this class and go do other things for the rest of the evening or day or wherever. Fury spending sleepless nights in quarantine. Saw this on Twitter, so decided to stop by. Thanks for stopping by, Fury. Appreciate it. Jeremy is this wannabe Jeremy? Dylan, is it only me that can't hear? Dylan, if you can't hear, I probably should type. Please say, Jonathan, how do you make a cold wallet and a hot one? That's a great question. That is a great question. So we will definitely answer that. All right, so if you're new here, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, you should probably be able to see my screen, right? And I just drew something cool. Clear. Okay, if you can see my screen, and Tyler, I'm gonna go and drop this in the chat. If you came from Gary's, tweet, or if you came from the Discord tweet that Gary did, this is the link, or this is the public schedule that I want everyone to save. If you're interested in, when we're doing these, how long are we going to be doing these for, this public schedule will save you a lot of trouble. We update it, every Friday or every Monday. And it's basically the schedule that we use on team or on VeeFriends team to make sure we keep everyone updated on when we're doing these sessions. So for example, this week, you can see that we're on Tuesday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. session. And you can see I'm the presenter, Tyler's the moderator, and this is everything that we're going to cover in the session. And then down here, it's a join link. And as you can see, material that we will be using for this session is linked in this public sheet as well. So if you clicked on this PowerPoint or this presentation, it will take you to all the material that we're going to use today. And it's a very, very helpful spot. And you don't need to have anything else. Just check in every Friday or Monday and we'll have this sheet updated. So as you can see here, we have a lot of basics going on this week, starting from, hey, how to set up a wallet to, oh, how do I set up an exchange account to make sure that I can put, fiat, which is like a USD or, like any other sort of currency into the exchange to then come out with cryptocurrency, right? So we're going to be going through stuff like that. And as you can see on the far right, for Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. ET, we are doing all you need to know about series 2. If you're new here, VeeFriends is a NFT project. It is our CEO founder is Gary. And on top of that, we have our president is Andy Kranak, if you've ever seen him around. But basically with VeeFriends is we came out with VeeFriends Series 1. That dropped in early May of last year. And, this year in April, which is half a month away, we will be dropping series 2. And that's another opportunity for others to join the VeeFriends community if they're interested. And that's why we set up these classes, was for anyone who wanted to get into NFTs to have a chance to learn through people that, like myself or like Tyler, who have been on the team and have been looking into this every day. Cool. And as Tyler said, we will do Q&A after we run through everything, but please don't raise your hand. So, because once you raise your hand, your profile sticks to the top of the screen. So it may obstruct other people's view, or it may, move me down the line so people can't see me while I'm talking. So just want to make sure that we're considering, let everyone, view everything first, and then we will definitely go to Q&A, answer any questions you may have. So today's session will be from 8 to 9. It will be an hour long. We might run a little bit over, just depending on how many people are going to be here. Now, let me just check out what we got here. So we got 76. This is a really, awesome crowd. By a show of, open up your little chat box. I would love to know, do you have a Metamask setup? Do you have a Metamask setup? Yes or no? I would just like to know. Oh, crap. All right. Everyone here knows what's up. All right. No, no, no. Okay. We got 2 no's, 3 no's. Watkis is a no. Yep. No, no, no. Okay. Yes. Okay. No. All right. So for all those who do not have a MetaMask set up, I want you to please, I'm going to give this link in chat. Okay. Yep. Like Tyler said, if you don't have it set up, you're totally okay. We've created a playlist of material to make sure that you will be caught up. Anything I'm sharing here, we've already made a video for. So I want you to feel very, very comfortable. I haven't done this in a while, actually, but I would say this: be very, very selfish with the time that you're going to spend with us. Meaning, I want you to ask as many questions as you have in the chat. We have VeeFriends community members here. Eric is here, right? So just make sure that you're selfish with your time, because you could be doing a million other things and you choose to spend your time with us. So I just want you to get the most value out of it. Same with the rest of the team that's helping run this session. All right. So because a majority of individuals here have their MetaMask setup, I'm not going to go, too deep into the MetaMask setup portion, but we will watch parts of the video to make sure everyone's set up correctly. For those who do not have a MetaMask set up, I will strongly encourage you right after this class to take this video. Here, let me get the link real quick. Honestly, you have the link to this deck. So
today we're going to learn how to download it.
Let me just go back up a little bit. You have the link to this deck. I'm going to go ahead and share right here. For those who do not have a MetaMask set up, I want you to follow along. Click into this presentation and just follow along with me. And then there's a little, you can create a copy of this in the top left-hand corner. Here's files, and you can make a copy. So you can make a copy of this whole presentation. And I want you to, in the bottom of this little section, you can see there's like speaker notes. You can take notes once you create your own copy. You can go ahead and take some notes. So please use this, create your own copy, really treat it like a textbook and really dig into it. All right. So we're going to go and get started. My name is May. I'm head of community and content here at VeeFriends. I've been with Gary for the last 4 years of my life. I love working for the man. He's a great, great guy. Everything you see on camera is even more real in life. And I think me working for him for 4 years is a testimony to that. I was on Team Gary, which is Gary's personal branding team. And I moved to VeeFriends when VeeFriends started back in May of last year. And you can see Tyler here. Hi, Tyler, why don't you say hi? I think you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, hey everybody, I'm Tyler. I'm the social media manager for VeeFriends. So I run a lot of the social content along with May. And yeah, I'll be just helping out during this session, answering a lot of your questions in the chat. And we're excited to have you guys here.
Nice. Now, as you can see in this sheet, we'll share one more time. I know everyone has it, but I just want to make sure if anyone came in late. How to take notes again, Albert, you take the deck that I shared a little bit earlier, go to files and go ahead and make a copy. When you make a copy, then you can play in it and then take notes at the bottom. But this version that you see right now, you cannot do anything to it because you're view only. So you want to go ahead and make a copy so then you can take your own notes. Make sense? All right, so the link I just shared is the schedule. We will update this every Friday or Monday. So having this bookmarked is really, really good because we still have 3 more weeks of sessions that we want to conduct. It might be about Metamask, how to set up Metamask. It might be about the basics, but it could also be about, hey, series 2, what are we gearing up towards? Are there any more new information about series 2 that's about to come out? So we want to make sure that we're covering all bases with our community. And today's session is NFT 101. So if you know a lot about NFTs, it's a great place to just follow along and try and answer some of these questions in your head, just to make sure you're on the same page. All right. So going back to the deck, how to buy your first NFT. We will go ahead and get started. What is a non-fungible token, right? The first thing that I want to call out is you might have heard the term, people call NFTs tokens, people call tokens NFTs. These 2 words are interchangeable because it stands for non-fungible token. So NFTs equals tokens is totally the correct terminology. So don't overthink it. If someone's like, oh, do you have, what kind of tokens do you have? It's the same saying as what kind of NFTs do you have? Next, after that, NFTs are unique digital assets and they exist in a variety of industries from digital art and virtual real estate to collectibles, gaming, and more. All right, so what does that actually mean? May, can you put that in simple terms? So what NFTs are, they're actually just a digital receipt. You can, I think the clearest way that I was explained that other people were able to understand it is sometimes you can buy, you can buy a moose in Alaska for a family member, or you can buy a star, in the galaxy for a loved one, right? And you have a certificate to represent that. Now, how do you actually know that certificate is real? How do you actually know that it can't be tampered with? How can you actually know that this is something that is actually tangible? Well, and this is where NFTs come into place. It's not it is revolutionary, but it's not something that's never been around. Okay. And Vila Kriya actually just told me NFTs are tokens, but not all tokens are NFTs. So we can dive into that a little bit deeper in a second. But I agree with what he's saying is you could get tokens that are more about a dollar sign, and then it's a different type of token. But for just macro purposes, just knows NFTs can be called tokens. All right, so going back to NFTs, the concept is not foreign. You've seen digital receipts, here and there. What makes NFTs unique it's because this digital receipt lives on the blockchain. The blockchain is decentralized, so that means there are, millions and millions of servers, computers that are making up the network to make sure that is something that is viewable, that is, like viewable to the public, things that cannot be hidden, and everything is public for everyone to see. And the reason why that's important is because every transaction can be viewed on the blockchain. So the reason why NFTs are important, even though they're just a digital receipt, is because once they are part of the blockchain, it's very hard for it to be tampered with. And it's very easy for it to be authentic. It's very easy for it to be, you can prove the provenance because everything is public. So just think about these things in mind. A very cool real life example that I can think of is there is this company that I am aware of, it's based out of Brooklyn. They help with food insecurity. So what they do is they actually utilize the NFT, the digital receipt, to be able to track how food travels from one place to another. Let's say you are someone that, hey, I want to make sure that I am eating organic, things. How do I actually know it's organic right now? Well, it's because Trader Joe's or, like Publix or any of these grocery stores are telling me it's organic, or it's been, certified that it's organic. But with NFTs or with the blockchain technology, you are able to actually physically have a trackable receipt that tells you that, okay, this product traveled from point A to point B, and I know from point A that it was the actual product. And throughout the process of traveling, I can ensure that by the time it came to point B, that's still what it's said to be. The other thing I can think of when we were doing this class a little bit earlier on is most people have this little flimsy piece of paper, right? It's the COVID vaccine record, right? You need it for a lot of places in the US. And mine is pretty beat up because of it's just a piece of paper. It's very, very hard for me to keep it safe and not bent out of shape. But with NFTs, this can actually be stored on the as an NFT on the blockchain. So then it can be highly like unique. It can be highly authentic in the sense. So that's how I like to think about NFTs. It's something that can turn physical documentations or physical things to be able to actually put on the blockchain and make sure that it's good to go. All right, now we're going to keep moving. So does that make sense? If it makes sense, give me a little nod, give me a little thumbs up. Okay, all right. Okay, Derek's giving me a little nod. Okay, that's very, very good. Good to hear. All right, we're moving on. So also, by the way, if you have this deck, you can see at the bottom, there are different articles, different blog posts that we have so that you can click into and read more of. Gary likes to say, hey, you should do 50 hours of homework before you actually buy an NFT. What we can provide here is probably the first 3 to 5 hours. Like we're speeding through the very, very basics, but I do encourage you to do the other 45 because even myself, even Tyler, even like people in the VeeFriends community, I know Eric is here, others are here, they will tell you that every day you're learning something new, even though we've been in this space for like 8 months, which has felt like 10 years in this space. But every day we are learning something new. So please do your homework. There's a lot to learn and a lot of vigilance to be, maintained. And we will get into why you should stay vigilant in Web3 very, very soon. Okay, what is a crypto wallet? So in order for you to buy an NFT, you need a wallet. You need a wallet to store the cryptocurrency that can then purchase the NFT, correct? So a crypto wallet is exactly that. It's very literal. It's very easy to understand. But with a crypto wallet, it comes with a PIN. It comes with a built-in PIN called a secret phrase. It's also known as a seed phrase. This is your social security number. It's your bank PIN. You will never need to share it. And if you ever do, I'll be very, very upset and sad that you did after coming to this session. Because if you want to like remember even further, say it, type it out. I will never give out my seed phrase. I will always be very, very safe with it. You do not want to give this out. As soon as you give out this seed phrase, this secret phrase, you will lose everything that you own in that wallet. And it's not a good feeling. There's people that have been in this space for a very long time that have been duped, that have been scammed, and we'll get a lot deeper into that. But if there's one thing you can take away from this session is if you set up a MetaMask, don't give out your seed phrase ever, okay? All right, now with that, there's a software wallet and there's a hardware wallet. A software wallet is a hot wallet, which is always connected to the internet. It's kind of like what, I asked earlier, do you have a MetaMask? That is a hot wallet. A hardware wallet is something that we have a mod in our Discord. His name is David. He's very passionate. If you can see what Tyler is holding, that is a hardware wallet. You can see it looks like a yellow USB. It got some buttons on it. Tyler, you want to give people a little explanation while you hold up the cool little gadget?
Yeah, so it looks like a USB device, but it doesn't function the same as a USB device. Like your NFT isn't stored on here. This basically is just like an added security layer for your wallet that lives on your computer. And it's very simple. Like, so you see it's asking me to input my PIN. And the way that you do it is there's just two buttons here and it just goes back and forth. And then you hit both buttons at the same time if you want to confirm something. And then that's how you would input your PIN or then authorize transactions from your wallet. And so basically with a hardware wallet or having a wallet that's connected to a hardware device, you can still receive things into your wallet. Anybody can send you an NFT or currency into your wallet, but for you to send things out of it, which is kind of the main security thing that we want to focus on, is obviously transferring things out. Then you would need to confirm it on this physical device. So either you would need the seed phrase, which May just went over, or you would need the physical device to authorize any transaction. So that's where you can kind of see the added security benefit of owning a device like this.
Cool, very good. And I know we're going fast. There's a lot to cover. So if you ever feel overwhelmed, feel free to ask the questions again in the chat. That's why Jonathan, I was like, who's Jonathan? That's why Tyler is here. That's why he's making sure that, everyone can be answered, even via chat. So if if everything's going too fast for you, it's okay. We're just trying to cover all the basics. You can rewatch this on our YouTube channel. We have a whole playlist ready to go for you to watch as well. But just be, super proactive, ask as many questions as you have. All right. Okay, moving forward. So with hot wallets, here are a couple different options. There's Metamask, Coinbase, Wallet Connect, Rainbow, Trust Wallet. The one that I would say is like most widely used at this time is Metamask. It has 10 million downloads, 3 million active users. It's a very, basic staple in the NFT world. However, there are other choices out there. Coinbase is becoming popular as well because Coinbase not only is a hot wallet, they also own an exchange. So it's somewhere that, Coinbase, the brand itself, they actually, you can put your fiat money into it, come out as a cryptocurrency, but they're also exploring the NFT space. So that's why they have a hot wallet option now. Okay. Wallet Connect hosts a gazillion different options. That's something to keep in mind. And then Rainbow, Trust Wallet are just other options as well. But the one that we are most familiar with is MetaMask. So that's just something to keep in mind. Andy, I think the biggest benefit with MetaMask, or just like, why is it so widely used, is because it's very user-friendly. Even though it can be hard for someone who's never experienced NFTs or had to set up a MetaMask, I would say it is a lot more friendly, in my opinion, than a lot of the different options, and just become more and more widely used. Okay. All right. On top of that, there's cold wallets. So what Tyler just showed, that little USB, that was a ledger. Ty, was that right? You had a ledger. So ledger and Trezor, these two are very popular options. I would go with a ledger just because I've seen, the community have a lot more trouble with the Trezor, but both are viable options. And I think with a ledger, David would recommend a Ledger Nano S. Ledger has like different versions too. You either have like a ledger that's like the basics, like, transferring whatnot, and then you have another more premium ledger option that is Bluetooth enabled and it has a lot of different other fancy functions. For any, for the most, for just security purposes, you don't have to go super fancy. Getting the, the $70, like just more like basic, hey, this is just like 2 buttons in and out, is more than enough currently, and you should be a-okay there. All right, so we will dive deeper into that as well, but let us move forward. All right, desktop versus mobile. I think this is a question that comes up pretty regularly is, hey, like with Web3, if you're someone new to Web3, and I like to say Web3 encompasses NFTs, if you're new to Web3 NFT, I would strongly suggest using a desktop. A laptop is fine, a desktop is good. It's a lot more friendly to use, and there's a lot in Web3, there's a lot of buttons you can press to really mess you up. So using a desktop really gives you that, you won't have big finger syndrome where you accidentally press something that you didn't want to. With desktop, it's a lot easier to view everything, make sure that you are paying attention to where you're trying to do. And then if you are expert mode, you did your 50 hours of homework, you really want the convenience of like having on yourself to go and do whatever you need to do, then I would say use mobile. But I would consider mobile to be more of an advanced expert function, and I would strongly just keep to desktop if you can. All right. Okay. Now, for everyone here who said no to having a MetaMask, you have this presentation. I want you to watch this video. This video is a, less than 10-minute video. If you follow along after this call, you can literally have a MetaMask set up within 20 minutes of watching this video. Truly, like if you're spending time here, this is really where I wanted to take this session, was to make sure everyone had a MetaMask. But given 80% of the audience tonight already has it, I will say to the 20%, please make sure that you watch this video and you will have a MetaMask, have a crypto wallet by, within 20 minutes. Okay, Jonathan, there's a $70 option. I wouldn't go for the $149. Okay. All right. So for those who don't have a MetaMask, give me a thumbs up that you will watch this video. You will get yourself set up. It'll take less than 20 minutes, I promise you. All right, cool. Moving on is how to buy ETH. So now that you have a wallet set up, and I feel like this is, you can do this whichever priority option you want. But basically, in order for you to buy an NFT, you need a wallet and you need somewhere to convert your USD, I think someone was in Korea, right? To convert all your currency into cryptocurrency, to then put in your crypto wallet, to then be able to buy an NFT. Okay, so you would buy ETH, you would buy like your crypto money, Ethereum, you would do that through an exchange. The reason why we recommend an exchange is because there's a lot more options to have an exchange, and also some states such as New York, there is some difficulties in being able to buy smaller amounts via MetaMask. Okay. All right. That's true. Furry said you can buy Ethereum, which is the cryptocurrency used for buying NFTs. You can buy Ethereum through MetaMask, but some states have different regulations. So we want to be able to give that, broader option, which is an exchange. Okay. All right. So with an exchange, there are different options. Coinbase is the one that we're most familiar with. And Beth, thank you for watching the video. I'm glad I was able to help you. But Coinbase is the most widely used options, at least that we know of. There are all the other options like crypto.com. I know a lot of people have other ones as well. Coinbase, is it worldwide? Ace, I think for worldwide options, you might go with Binance. Okay, yeah, crypto.com, there you go. So Tony has, he likes crypto.com, great. I think everyone should chat it out in the chat and, help each other out. Okay, all right, cool. From Coinbase to MetaMask. Art, AJ, that's a great question. So now that we talked about the exchange and we talked about owning a crypto wallet, now the next step that we have in this tutorial session is, so this video that's in slide 9, if you're taking notes, in slide 9, this video, I believe it's like less than 10 minutes as well. It basically tells you how to set up a Coinbase account. Okay. So this one, if you want to watch it, it's how to set up a Coinbase account. Coinbase wants a good amount of information from you. So you just want to make sure you're properly set up for this to work. On top of that, for Coinbase purposes, please look at this little chart right here. I'm going to blow it up so everyone can see it. With each exchange, they have different duration, time limit when it comes to changing your fiat currency into cryptocurrency. Man, I love the chat that's happening right now in the little chat box, because it's just good. Like everyone's asking questions about, how do you actually use certain exchanges? So please keep helping each other out. This is like what we're doing and why we have these sessions. So if you can see here for Coinbase, you can see if you had a bank account attached to your Coinbase, it still takes 3 to 5 days to business days to make sure that you actually get that money in Ethereum, which is the cryptocurrency that we want for NFTs. Okay. And, there are other options. Wire transfer seems to be the fastest. Still takes 1 to 3 days, dependent on your account. But just know there is some time lag here. And the other question people ask is like, okay, May, like 3 to 5 days, that's pretty normal in, like normal world. Like, why does this matter, right? The reason why it matters is because, like Cax or K Common, or who else we got? We got Andy B, like everyone here, you might want to get, like, you might find an NFT, you're like, holy cow, this NFT is so sick. I want to get it today because it's launching today. I want to buy it right now. Well, with these restrictions in place with these exchanges, you want to take this into consideration. Okay, so you definitely want to take these into consideration when you're looking into buying an NFT, because you might need $1,000 in cryptocurrency, but you won't get that until, I don't know, like 5 days, 7 days later. So you do want to take that into consideration. And the reason why we're doing these education sessions is VeeFriends, right now you probably have a good solid 3-4 weeks left. If you want to get into VeeFriends Series 2, you would want to make sure that you have your exchange set up correctly before then. Because if now you know about it, if you are going to set it up, and I'm going to take Tyler, I'm going to pick on Tyler. If Tyler decides to set it up the day before Series 2 launches, it won't work. Series 2 will sell out and Tyler will be out of luck. So just take these things into consideration when you are setting up for NFTs. Okay, how are we feeling? I know I'm like going through these really fast, but everyone feel good? Feel like we're understanding, picking up? Okay, Andy gave me a thumbs up. Cool.
Yeah, May, a funny story with the timelines is when I was getting ready to mint VeeFriends Series 1, I like waited till absolutely the last second, like a few days before the mint was going to happen. And if the launch wasn't delayed the 5 or 6 days that it was, like I wouldn't have been able to mint on day one, and like it would have been fine because it didn't sell out, but like if it did, I would have completely missed out. So definitely good to be aware of those timelines.
Same. I mean, I think this stops a lot of people from jumping into NFTs. So, but I think if you're here, you really want to do it, and there's just a lot of upside. So we're just going to keep trying to push you to make these moves, but it is on you, right? So good story, Tyler. And everyone here, if you're someone who's like really into, like, I don't know, I'm going to put Tyler on the spot, but he's a really big nerd / expert in trading his way into, like, he's like a master at trading NFT. So if you got any questions, like hit Tyler up. He's your guy. I'm more just like macro vision, what can we talk about today? But if you want the nitty gritty, Tyler definitely is your man. All right, cool. So we talked about having an exchange set up. We talked about having a crypto wallet set up. And I know we didn't go into the very, very details, but I promise you, we have a lot of material here. As long as you have this presentation, you are in good hands. And I can't wait to see you in 5 days and you say, May, I set up my Metamask. I also set up my exchange. I'm ready for a Series 2. I'm ready to buy my first NFT. That'll, make my day if I hear that message from you. Okay, now let me blow this up a little bit more. Okay, hold on, can't see. Okay, all right, we are on slide 11. So going back, we went through slide 9, which is how to set up your Coinbase account, right? Now on slide 10, if you're taking notes, this is the one that actually tells you how to move your Ethereum, your crypto money in your exchange into your wallet. So this is kind of like the video that you want to watch if you want to go from point A to point B. Okay, so great. All right, so this video, I'm not gonna go too in depth because it is viewable for everyone here and you all have the deck.
Hello. Today,
and if you don't have it, please let us know. We will get you the deck. But what I want to show here is if I scroll a little bit more. All right, so from here, everyone here, and most of the people, 80% of the people here have MetaMask. On your MetaMask, you have this little section right here that's highlighted in red. This is called a public wallet address. You can't see the whole thing. It just shows like, the first 6 and the last 4, but this is called a public wallet address. This is very, very important. Okay, actually, let's get, all right, cool. Tyler's got Joshua covered. All right, Now, I have a question for everyone. Pop quiz time. Given most of everyone here has a MetaMask, and if you don't have one, I would also like you to answer this question. This little highlighted red area called a public wallet address, type yes or no. Is this something that you can give out? Is this something that you can share with others? Yes or no? Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Okay. Woo! All right. Snap. Albert's like, what? What can I give out? But not to your mom. I was like, yeah, we can't give this to your mom, you know? Yes, Gemini. Okay, that's a good. Right. Put a question mark if you don't know, but that's okay. Okay. Jose is right. All right. Cool. Now, lock in your answer. Albert's like, question mark. We don't know. The answer is yes. The public wallet address is something you can give out. It's like what Jose said. It's like your email, right? So that's the public wallet address. When you create your MetaMask, you're going to see this little guy, and it is something that you can freely give to others. It is Alberto. When you set up your MetaMask, it's like your address on the blockchain. Without this address, people don't know where to send you things, right? So owning a MetaMask, which is a hot wallet, and having this public wallet address gives people a place to send things through the blockchain to your address. All right, my next follow-up question about a public wallet address, okay, is if you decide, if you got a public wallet address from someone, and let's say in the context, you are supposed to send something to this person. Let's say you sent it to the wrong address, right? You send it to the wrong address because for some ungodly reason, you send it to the wrong address, or exactly, can you actually resend? Can you actually get this item back if you sent it to the wrong address? He says, no. John says, I don't know. And he says, I don't know. No. Okay. Nah, it's gone. Nope. Yep. Los Apes. Alberto's like, I don't know, man. Bummer. Okay. In Web3, in NFTs, you don't know? That's okay. If you give the wrong wallet address and someone decides you give the wrong wallet address and someone's expected to send you something and they send it to the wrong wallet address, you can never get it back. Web3 NFTs, there's no resend button. You cannot resend something because you gave it to the wrong place. You would have to meet someone that's really, really nice, that is willingly to give that up. And that's kind of hard in this space because everyone is pretty anonymous. Unsent. Yeah, sorry, Lee, it's unsent. So you cannot unsend something. You cannot retract something. And it is gone forever. If you send something out, it is gone forever. Do you think it's possible in the future? I don't think it's possible in the future, Darius. It could be, but given how the blockchain is created, how it's functioning, it seems to be a very, very hard thing to do. Okay. Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, banks, you can retract, like set payments, but at least right now in Web3, it's a very, very tough thing to do just because of the mechanism set and the technology put in place. Okay. So those are two important things. Public wallet address is okay to send out, right? But the reason why I'm talking about the public wallet address is you can see there's a little copy and paste button. You always want to copy and paste it. You never want to type out your public wallet address because it's pretty long and lengthy. Any wrong key that you type will F it up, and then you'll send it to the wrong place, and you'll never get your NFT or whatever. So just make sure you're copy and pasting this item. You're not just typing it out because that can lead to a lot of human errors. Okay. All right. On top of that, the other thing that I would like to show is, okay, see right here, right here. So on the exchange, this is again confirming that your public wallet address is your address on the blockchain. It's like your physical address. It's like your email. You always want to send it to the right spot, and you can do that pretty easily through these exchanges. Okay, now the other thing that I want to share here is, hold on, I need to find the spot. Network fee. Okay, all right. The other important thing here to know is there is this thing in Web3 NFT world called network fees, aka gas fees. Okay, gas fees, you can think of them as a fee that will Oliver's heart like boo-hoo. It's a fee that's attached to everything you do in Web3. You can think of it like taxes, but it's not really like taxes. You just know taxes are always there, right? So a gas fee is a fee that is used to help make your transaction push through in the blockchain. Gas fees exist because you need that extra, you need to pay someone to be able to push it into the system, right? You need to make sure someone can, help the transaction go through. Now, gas fees are always fluctuating. Gas fees are not set. They are updated every 15 seconds. They can be as low as $20. They can be as high as $2,000. The other thing you should know about gas fees is it is like, think of it as like a Uber surcharge. If you have taken an Uber or a Lyft, there's a surcharge because based on how busy the time of day it is, Uber can be way more expensive. Okay. However, it can also be cheaper when it's, pretty empty and the world is, functioning pretty slowly, right? So think of it as an Uber surcharge. It's always updating. You can never get rid of gas fees in the most macro sense. And it's something that will always be attached there. Now, pop quiz. If let's say, let's take one of our dear members here as an example. Let's see. I'm gonna take Craig. I'm gonna pick on Craig. Let's say Craig. Sorry, Oliver, I went too fast. Let's say Craig wants to buy an NFT. Okay, he's gonna buy it at launch. By the way, when you buy something at a project's launch, it's called a mint. After you mint it from a project, that's like just the first transaction at launch, it's called a mint. After you mint it, and if you buy on secondary markets, it's then just like a normal purchase. But there's a keyword in like Web3 NFTs called minting, which is you're buying something when it's launching. Okay, so let's say Craig decides to buy a project at launch. So he's minting a project. And oh my gosh, the gas fees are $400. That's a lot of freaking gas and Chipotle bowls, right? But people don't think like that in Web3. They just think $400 in gas, that's not a lot when it comes to like ETH. Okay. So, yeah, most people like Chipotle. Very nice. Okay. So Craig decides to mint into this project. Gas is $400. Craig decides to go for it because he's like, I really want it. It's such my vibe. I really want to ape into it or like buy into it really, really fast. Okay. Craig pays the $400 in gas. He also ends up not getting the NFT because of just like, like people are all trying to get it at the same time. So he misses out on the NFT. The question here is, does Craig get his gas fees back? Does he actually get the $400 back? Because I didn't get the NFT. Craig didn't get the NFT. Like, why is it freaking eating my $400? Right? Hope so, but no. All right. Ricky says, Ricky's like currently questioning NFTs. He's like, I came to this class, I came to learn, but everything I'm learning right now is pointing me away from everything that we're talking about. Okay. So yes, it's correct. With gas fees, it's an attempt to pull things through, but correct. If you actually don't get the NFT at launch or whatever, you lose out on that gas. So it's very painful. Everyone here can attest to how painful it is. As soon as I mention gas fees, everyone says boo. So we know it's not a good feeling. Upper toe in this deck, I'll run through this deck a little bit more, but in this deck, it actually shows you there's a tool, a website that allows you to see what gas fees are in real time. Okay. All right. The answer to the question, Josh, is you will not get your gas fees back. If you don't get the NFT, but you still have to pay gas, you pay the gas. It's never, you won't get the $200, $400 back. Okay. All right, everyone. China's like, it's robbery out here. Okay, so we talked about gas fees. That's really important. We talked about minting. Minting is what? I hope someone paid attention. What is minting? What is considered minting? Getting your NFT? It is getting your NFT, but when? When is getting an NFT called minting? Buying it for the first time? Okay, on drop, correct. From launch time, exactly. When you get it at launch, it's called a mint, and you'll see that language a lot more in the space. So I just want you to be, I want you to be able to pull up to a conversation and be like, oh yeah, I minted that, just so people know like, okay, you're in the know. Very good. All right, good job, everyone. Now we're moving on. I'm gonna blow this up a little bit. Okay. Sorry, I just need to see the side. All right. So we talked about slide 10. We talked about slide 11. Slide 12, how to buy an NFT from OpenSea. Now I'm not going to show you there. I'm just going to go to OpenSea, shall we? Now, we were talking about vigilance in Web3. OpenSea.io is a secondary market for NFTs. It's like the eBay for NFTs. The one thing that I want to, look at my recipes. Easy to make lo mein. All right, I was hungry. Now, for OpenSea.io, there's a lot of different options. So if you didn't know any better, you would actually think this was OpenSea. All right, you guys ready for this? Don't click on it, but OpenSea. Well, that's not a good example. Hold on, OpenSea. All right, you see here, I typed in OpenSea.lo. It looks very, very similar to IO. You might also know, you might also see OpenSea.nft, OpenSea.eth. Like, people can really create fake websites to make it look exactly like the real thing. And then what happens there is you think it's the real thing. So then you enter your MetaMask, into that website. That's how you give away your seed phrase. That's how you then lose all your NFTs. So always make sure you go to the official websites. OpenSea is OpenSea.io. Okay. And you want to make sure then you bookmark it. So that way you're not trying to find it from, page 1 of Google. You're not trying to type it in yourself. You want to make sure you're bookmarking these items so you never encounter any malicious attempts that way. Okay, so this is OpenSea. This is the eBay of NFTs. And that's it. It's very, very friendly to use. There's a lot of different stats you can look at as well. So just want to show you here in real time so you can see what we're looking at. Okay. The other thing I would say as well is when you look at a project, for example, VeeFriends. Oh, okay. You can see VeeFriends is verified. Okay. If you're trying to buy VeeFriends and you're like, holy crap, I saw VeeFriends for, I don't know, 0.5 ETH. That's so cheap. I should jump on it right away. Please make sure you're looking for this verified collection. If it's not verified, it is a fake version of VeeFriends, and you will not want to buy from that collection. There's a lot of fake VeeFriends collections out there. There's a lot of fake VeeFriends Series 2 collections out there. Because I bet if I go to VeeFriends Series 2, no, okay, they took it down. But there was some fake collections up earlier today, and we asked OpenSea to take it down. Okay, all right, I don't know what I just clicked on. We're going away. I'm sorry, everyone. You did not have to see that, but those do exist on the internet. All right. Please don't tell Gary that I just showed you guys all that. Okay. Now, first I own this. Okay. So OpenSea, this is the eBay of NFTs. All right, very good. You can always find projects here to look at. And that's it. Okay. Now going back. That was slide 12. We talked about public wallet addresses. This video, and this is in our YouTube on our playlist. This is how to set up your hardware wallet. I need to watch this actually again. I actually attended this class, or this class with Dave. Dave is a sweetheart. He's a mod on the VeeFriends team. He's very, very knowledgeable with hardware wallets. And this video is actually an hour long. It will be your step-by-step. If you buy a Ledger Nano S wallet, just by watching this, you will be able to do it in real time with Dave. Dave's the best. So this is the, you can see here, it's a 5 out of 5. This is the 5th video that you want to watch to make sure that you're ready to go in the NFT space. Okay. All right. Moving on. Safety and vigilance in Web3. Why are we talking about this? Because everyone out here is trying to scam you in Web3 and NFTs. Don't trust no one. Everyone's trying to scam you. If it's too good to be true, it is. Okay. All right. As you can see on the left, you're going to get tons of emails, tons and tons of emails saying, hey, VeeFriends is ready for you to mint today. They create urgency. They're like, you better do it right now. You're 1 out of, there's only 55 left. Okay. They're going to tell you all these things to make you click on things. No, we will never email you about a mint. This is all freaking scams. I hate it because so many people have been scammed, and it's like the worst thing that could happen to someone in our community. So never fall for these. If you have any questions, you will want to join our Discord. garyvee.com/discord, all lowercase. Join our Discord, ask our community. We have 20 plus mods. Look at that, freaking Darius got scammed, hate it, okay? Yeah, Andy freaking almost got scammed or was chatting to a fake Gary Vee, all right? The likelihood of Gary messaging you is not zero, but it's very, very low. Okay, so just always be mindful. If Gary's messaging you, ask him for a freaking video. If he's in the mood, he'll definitely show you a video. Like, he wants everyone to be safe. So if you have been reached out by a Gary Vee, just be like, hey man, can you just I want to be really safe. Can you just show me a video of yourself and just give me a shout out? Right. So there are ways that you can combat it, but if it's too good to be true, it is. As you can see on the left-hand side, emails being sent out about, how fake it is. And it's from Gary, it's from VeeFriends team. No, that doesn't happen. Look at it, freaking everyone here. Tyler, I'm gonna freaking pick. Tyler, should I pick on you, or should you say yourself? Tyler,
What do you want? You want me to go into it?
I do want you to share a very sad story before you join VeeFriends.
Yeah. So before I worked for VeeFriends, I was trading and flipping VeeFriends. I was doing some different trades where basically I would send May an NFT and she would send me back a different NFT and maybe some Ethereum if the one I was giving her was of more value or whatever. And I agreed to a trade with a guy who was impersonating a VeeFriends staff member. So I thought I was messaging a VeeFriends staff member. I thought they were going to facilitate the trade for me. Turns out I sent them my NFTs and then they disappeared off the face of the earth. The group chat was gone. I had no way of contacting them because everything is basically anonymous in Web3 and NFTs. So that was like $8,000 down the drain. But then now watching Derek and Andy's faces. But then about 3 weeks later, I ended up buying back into VeeFriends. I bought one more VeeFriend, and then at that point, I had developed such a high level understanding of the project that I started flipping them. I was able to recoup. Like, the goal was just to recoup some of my investment that I had lost. I ended up recouping all of it plus a lot more, probably like 10x what I originally lost. So moral of the story is scams happen. Anyone can get scammed. Like, at this point, I was a few months into NFTs. I thought I had a good understanding. So it was a very humbling experience. But there's always lessons to be learned, and it's always better to be safe than sorry. If a trade, in this sense, like I was making a trade, I was definitely going to win the trade. It was going to be a good deal for me. It kind of goes back to the motto of if something's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. You really need to check yourself and check your, people get greedy and fall into those traps. So it's just, use me as an example and don't fall into those different traps and things like that. So.
Oh, did you ever think about calling the police?
Well, yeah, because you at that point, you're reaching for anything. You're trying to what is a possible way for me to get this money back? Because it's a lot of money to lose. So you're going down every avenue. I minted an NFT with with words on it, sent it to the scammer's wallet. I was like, please give me back my NFT. Just hoping that he saw me, hoping that he saw it. And obviously he wasn't a nice scammer, so he didn't send it back. But yeah, I looked into every different possibility, and it's basically the police can't do anything in that sense. It's all final. There's no, like May was saying earlier, there's no undo button. There's no take backs. It's all final, and there's no way to get your money back once you send it.
That's true. Thank you for always sharing your, or for always picking on you, Tyler. But I feel like it's a motivational story because Tyler bounced back. And I hope anyone here who has lost any sort of money from scams does bounce back. But Tyler's the man. He knows NFTs. So he's the guy now to hit up. All right. So as you can tell, Darius, you can track the coin. You can track it on the blockchain, but you don't know who that is.
Yeah, you can follow it. I could, right after I sent my NFTs, I could see it in the scammer's wallet, but there's it's locked behind there. There's no way to get that back. So I can watch it go. I can watch him, I watched him resell those tokens for $20,000. So you can see it, but there's nothing you can do.
You still go and look at it sometimes, Tyler, just to put yourself in pain.
Every once in a while, like because one of them I minted, so like I had like an emotional connection with it. So every once in a while I'll go back through and see, but they haven't resold since. So the person who got them is holding them. So happy with that.
That's good. Good to hear. Okay, very, very good. Well, if you ever think it's too good to be true, think of Tyler's story and then think of his face. And when he said that story, how sad he was. So just think about that. All right, very good. We got a sad Tyler. All right, moving on. What else we got? Oh my gosh, yep, another fake one. They freaking take, so, and this one, the reason why I flagged this one is literally it says it's from VeeFriends. They, they say words that sound enticing that you might think like, oh man, this sounds really, really good. And then you would want to click on it. They even have our damn address on the bottom. VeeFriends 10 Hudson Yards. They got the floor wrong, granted, but it is still very, very close to, anything that Gary is putting out. So just be very, very mindful, like this is fake, even though they have our address in New York, right? Hi, super rude. Anyways, okay, moving on. The next thing that you are going to, oh my gosh, and we're almost at our hour mark. Yeah, we're going, all right. Anyways, moving on. Okay. Now, once you get familiar with NFTs and you kind of like, you grasp your basics, you set up all your accounts because you watched May and Tyler's video and then you freaking saw the whole playlist and you watched everything and set everything up, you're going to start feeling kind of adventurous. You want to see what Gary owns because, hey, Gary's freaking the godfather of NFTs. If he's minting something, if he's buying something, there, I might, that might mean I might be seeing something that's too, very, very good, right? No, that's wrong. It's very wrong for you to think that way. The reason why I'm going to say it's very wrong for you to think that way is, oh, by the way, when you click on this, it'll take you to the blog post. But the reason why this is wrong is because people are allowed to mint things into Gary's wallet. Okay, now let's go here. Gary. Here, does Gary pull up? You can find Gary's account. Okay, I go to OpenSea. I pull up Gary's account. Now, what has Gary done? I want to be smart. I want to get, what Gary gets. I go to activity. Okay. When I come to activity, it's going to show me everything that's in Gary's wallet. Oh man, Gary minted a freaking Nintendo 25. Gary minted some Adidas. He minted some Meta RPGs. No, Gary did not mint any of these things. These were airdropped into his wallet. Airdrop means people can send you anything. If they have a public wallet address, you can actually receive random NFTs from people if they decide to airdrop it to you. Airdrop means you don't have to do anything and an NFT will appear in your wallet. Okay, so this is why it's so tricky. Gary didn't mint any of these items, but it says minted. It seems like he did this, but no, these projects actually minted this NFT into his wallet. So you never want to use Gary's wallet as reference. Because if you use his wallet as reference, you're going to be tricked by some people that are trying to say, hey, Gary's in our project, when truly they are the ones that sent this to Gary's wallet. And if Gary ever is part of something, it is good marketing, but it's also trickery. And we don't like trickery here. So if you are saying, cool, like what is Gary actually interested in? Then Gary will always be very public about what he likes and what he's buying. So if you follow him on Twitter, he will make sure he is actually announcing it. He wants to be very upfront about his purchases, and he is. He normally announces it in his Twitter and wherever you follow him, in his Discord. So there's that. Okay, now moving on. Now, I feel like the rest is like, okay, there was something that I wanted to cover that we were just talking about, but I'm seem to be, airdrops. If you get a random airdrop in your wallet, that is a sign that it's too good to be true. If you have no idea where it came from, please be very careful. In the NFT space right now, there are scammers who are dropping NFTs, airdropping NFTs into people's wallets. And the reason why they're doing so is because if you interact with that NFT that was randomly sent to your wallet, you can actually give them access to your wallet. Okay, so Josh, you do not want to interact with the NFT. Also, in NFT land, there's no delete button, by the way. Yeah, that's really bad. There's no delete button. The term that you'll hear people say in NFTs is, I'm going to send it to a burn address. There's this address called 0x0000 whatever. There's this like ultimate address that no one has access to. And if you send an NFT there, it's kind of like sending an NFT to a grave. However, with these airdropped NFTs that are randomly sent to your wallet, you do not want to touch it. You do not want to touch it, because if you touch it, people actually don't know how yet, but if you interact with it, they can actually gain access to your wallet. So just be very, very careful. Yeah, exactly. So that's something to keep in mind when you get a random NFT. Okay. If you ever have it minted to your wallet, just be very careful to interact with it. However, when you buy into certain projects will send you NFTs. For example, VeeFriends Series 1 holders, they will be randomly airdropped NFTs, right? That you should be aware of, okay? And someone just asked, what do you mean when you say interact with these NFTs? Interacting meaning like moving it out of your wallet. You can hide it on OpenSea, but you don't want to move it anywhere else. You don't want to, like actually like, your MetaMask pops up. You don't want to sign anything. Exactly, like Dot the bot got it, right? So just be very, very careful. Okay. Can you sell it? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like Dot's answer is going to be like, don't even sell it. Yeah, Dot's got you guys covered on that front. Okay, so that's the end of this. There's a lot of other material that you can read. We have an index full of materials here that you can read, and it has the full YouTube playlist. So as long as you have this deck, you'll have the full YouTube playlist of all the videos that we shared today that we didn't really go over. And then you will have other things that we talk about. Okay, we don't have a lot of time, but I want to open Q&A for everyone to answer any questions you may have. Okay, I'm going to drop this right here again. This is just have this deck. Honestly, the real thing you should have isn't even this deck. The real thing you should have is this public schedule. This schedule is, I'm telling you, if you liked what you heard here, I want you to save this public schedule, because we will update it either Friday or Mondays. And then you will see we still have 3 more weeks of material to cover. Okay, so it's really important for you to save this. The presentation is in here. The Zoom links are in here. The time, what we're going to cover is in here. So just make sure you have it saved, and you should be good to go. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing now. I feel like we covered a lot of material. We have a good crowd here. Now, what else we got? What can we get from the VeeFriends site? Okay, so let me think. All right, there's a little reaction button, okay, in the bottom right-hand corner. Give me a react if you would like me to talk about VeeFriends. VeeFriends, what is VeeFriends? What are we talking about? Like, what does VeeFriends stand for? Freaking, what is Gary doing with VeeFriends? Series 2, right? Cool. VeeFriends. All right, I see a good amount. Duke Duck, okay. I saw a couple of thumbs up. All right. Let's talk about VeeFriends real quick. If you have to, I understand we only said this session will be till 9, but I'm gonna try and like just use it for talking. And then after 9, Tyler, if you need to go, all good. If you guys have to leave, all good. I'll stay until 9:30 and get as many questions as I can, and then we will disperse. Sounds good? Okay. All right, now going back to sharing mode. Okay, you should see my desktop. Okay, now when you're in the deck at the very end on the index, there's this, there's a lot to look at. If you know nothing about VeeFriends, I would start here. It's called the VeeFriends collection breakdown. Okay, with the VeeFriends collection breakdown, we just break down everything. VeeFriends Series 1 was launched last year on May 11th. It's a sold out series project collection, and you can buy it now on OpenSea. Okay, so we break it down here. Where can you buy it? Great. Gary originally owned, these are called goes. I know it's spelled like goo, but Gary calls them goes, and we just have to say goes, even though he knows the whole community calls them goos. These are Gary originally owned. Gary with VeeFriends Series 1, with, this is part of branding, right? He owns certain tokens with each collection. And if he sends these tokens to your wallet, you would then own a Gary originally owned token. Okay. After that, I'm going to just jump through mini drops. You can read that later. But Book Games. Book Games was launched early this year. It was anyone who was part of a 3-hour live stream Gary did. If you bought 12 copies of Gary's newest book, 12 and a half, if you bought 12 copies at that time during the promotion window, you were guaranteed an NFT. So we did that. We made 125,000 NFTs for everyone who bought these 12 and a half books, 12 copies of them, and then they were gifted a NFT. And that NFT is called Book Games. Book Games, we have it hyperlinked. You can read more into it. But I just want to go super macro, because if I go too deep into Book Games, it may confuse a lot of people because it lives on a separate blockchain. Okay. VeeFriends Series 2. This is the most anticipated project that we're going to drop this year. VeeFriends Series 2 is set to launch in April. It is going to be under $1,000. And we are looking to release it in May. It does not give you access to VCon or any of our, like other utilities, but it will come with a surprise. Gary did say that. So with that being said, people, I think the world wants to know, like, what do we know about VeeFriends Series 2 that we've already shared with the community so far? So VeeFriends Series 2, if you have no idea about Series 1 or Series 2, Series 1 was basically drawn by Gary. I'll show you the art right now. Tyler does a good job updating on our VeeFriends Instagram account. But you can see here, VeeFriends Series 1 they look like this. On the left-hand side is VeeFriends Series 1. Gary drew these. On the right-hand side is Series 2. VeeFriends Series 2 is the characters are evolving. We're starting to look a little different. You can finally, get the idea of Gary wanting to expand VeeFriends into an intellectual property company, right? We're taking all these characters that Gary has created, and we want to make sure that we can build on top of it. Like, doesn't this little guy look like the Toys R Us mascot? Like, what if, one day we actually create Toys R Us 2.0 with the genuine giraffe, right? So this is Gary's vision with a lot of these characters, is they're going to have they're going to become intellectual properties where we build. This is Be the Bigger Person. You can see Series 1, Gary's version that he drew for Series 1 on the left. And then Series 2 is what it's going to look like in Series 2. I'm freaking, it has a background now. It didn't even have a background in Series 1, right? So you can kind of think about it as when Mickey Mouse first was born. Mickey did not look like what Mickey looks like now. And that's kind of how the evolution is happening with VeeFriends, is you can see Series 1, Series 2, how it's actually growing and evolving. And this is Just Jackal, him and his background. This is the backgrounds, are going to play a big part in Series 2. This is Adversity Island, right? So these are all things to think about. Now, with Series 2, what does this all mean? Okay, you should read this blog post. It's very extensive. But what I would ask, what you should know about Series 2 is Series 2 is going to have 55,555 total supply. Within that total supply, Friends List Mint. Friends List is is kind of like the pre-sale list. These individuals, this 32,000 supply, will be able to buy it ahead of public sale 12 and a half days before public sale. And this will mitigate gas wars. It's the spot that people want to be. However, to be involved on the friends list, you need to own Book Games tokens. Okay, so it's like a two-step process. In order to be part of friends list, you need Book Games tokens. How do I actually get Book Games tokens? Well, if you read this article right here, there's a friends list. We have it really broken down. We've spent a lot of time writing these, so I want to just point you in the right direction. And then I would ask you to please take the time to read everything, and you should get a good idea. And if you have more questions, come back to these sessions and ask more questions, right? But I want you to take that initial step because we did take a lot of time and effort to write these. Okay, so after friends list, great. You need Book Games tokens to be part of friends list. Friends list has a supply of 32,000. VeeFriends Series 1 holders, they will get a supply of 10,255 because they, believed Gary from the very, very start, where they heard about this opportunity. So they will take up 10,255 of that supply. Public mint, public sale is going to be 10,000. That's not a lot, right? You can see friends list has 32,000, right? So public sale does not have a lot. It's 10,000. We are expecting gas wars, which means gas will be very, very high because everyone's going to try and get it. And I just want to warn everyone here that that is a reality that we will be facing. Gary and the team are being very thoughtful about how we want to do the public mint, but given that we are doing a majority of it through the friends list, I believe whatever we do try to do for the public mint, the public sale, it's going to be inevitable with that. It will be a heartache to many. A lot of people will not be happy with the public mint just because like of the current environment of Web3 and NFTs. You're going to pay high gas. You might not even get the character that you want. So just there's a lot of dynamics in play here for public sale. Last but not least, in VeeFriends Series 2, there's going to be 15 new characters that are going to be introduced to VeeFriends Series 2. And that's going to only have a supply of 3,300. And the only way you can buy a VeeFriends Series 2 new character, the 15 new characters, is by owning Book Games tokens. So this is where some people may have heard Gary say, it's a good idea to own 5 of the same Book Games tokens for this. It's because the lowest burn for one of these 15 new characters is going to be 5 Book Games tokens. Okay, so Book Games tokens is a big play in what we're trying to do in Series 2, just because like Gary's trying to provide that value to that collection. Okay, I have said what I said. All right, now let's in the bottom right hand corner, there's a little react button. You can click on the reactions and then there's a raise hand. Okay, so if you have questions, go ahead and raise your hand. I want to get to as many as possible. We have a decent crowd here, so we'll just kind of go down the line in no particular order. All right, Christian, go ahead and unmute yourself. I just asked to unmute you, and what is your question?
One of my questions is, how do you further go on with this? And when it comes to taxes.
Oh, taxes.
Yeah. That's one of the
question.
main questions about, because you can make a lot of money selling one NFT, but later on, when tax season comes on, you will have to pay half of that. Or how much do you pay? Like, let's say you sell an NFT for $50,000. How much of that $50,000 goes into taxes?
I think it depends on state, but at least from what I know, it's at least 40%.
40%? Oh.
I mean, from where I am at, I'm in New York. So 40 is, I think Tyler can speak more about it because he's already done his taxes.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so let's say like you got that NFT for $0 and then you sold it for 50,000. Yeah, like that whole 50,000 is taxable because it's a $50,000 short-term capital gain. Like it's taxed very similar to a stock if you have long-term capital gains and short-term capital gains, because NFTs are technically taxed as collectibles. So they fall under that tax category. So I think it could be anywhere from like high 20s to like May said like 40s to 50% depending on your tax bracket and other circumstances like that.
Oh, that's very interesting because I know a little bit about the stock market and the crypto market and how much you have to pay in the long term and short term if you hold it, but I didn't know this about the NFTs. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and lower your hand. Okay, what else? What else we got? Oh, everyone's pretty good today. Everyone's like, we got no questions. How do you actually get Book Games token? Herbert asked. Well, in order for you to get Book Games tokens, we have a like everything's actually in the deck, if you work your way through it, but the easiest place for you to buy Book Games is on Token Trove. Okay, I'm not trying to confuse anyone. OpenSea is layer 1. OpenSea is on the blockchain called mainnet Ethereum. It's considered layer 1. It's more, like a lot of big projects that do it. A lot of big projects launch on layer 1 because it seemed like more premium. It's like more like the OG way, like more like the way to do it. VeeFriends Series 1 was launched on layer 1. So there's that. Book Games was launched on layer 2. Layer 2 is built on top of layer 1. Okay, it's built on top of layer 1, and it's actually, and to me, it's more friendly because layer 2 doesn't have gas fees. Surprise, surprise. Layer 2 does not have gas fees. It's still a very immature, I would say, network blockchain because it's built on top of layer 1. There's a lot of kinks, a lot of like things that they're still trying to figure out. So a lot of times the network can be unstable, and then you will have problems buying, selling, trading. So, and we're working through a lot of that right now. So that's why layer 1 is more like premium and more like people's go-to. So Book Games was built on layer 2 because it's like 125,000 tokens. Like that's a lot to mint, and that's a lot of money to, cost wise to build NFTs. So it's on layer 2. The eBay of layer 2, IMX, the network, how do I go? The network is called IMX. The eBay of IMX layer 2 is not OpenSea, it's called Token Trove. And the address is tokentrove.com. Okay, I'm going to drop it here. Very good, Tyler, good job. Tokentrove.com. Within there, then you will see Book Games, and then you can then go see like how you want to buy, sell Book Games tokens, blah, blah, blah. So there's that. Okay, what else we got? What else we got? No problem, Herbert. That's good. No questions? For sure? You're not gonna see me again. Wait, am I going on this again this week? Actually, yeah, you'll probably see me again in a little bit. But next week, let's see. Joe's presenting. So I'll give you a breakdown of all the instructors, by the way. If no one here has if this is your first time here, Tyler is a master at the actual nitty-gritty of NFTs, like selling, trading, freaking taxes. Tyler's my guy. I'm just more like macro, like I can spit, I don't know, whatever I learn, I spit at you guys, and I try to put in layman's terms because I'm not that into NFTs, right? Even though I work at VeeFriends. Joe is also a master. So I'm looking at the schedule right now. Actually, let me drop it here again. Joe, who is actually going to be the instructor for Wednesday's class, which is tomorrow at 1:30 to 2:30, he is very, very deep in the networking of NFTs. He knows a lot of different projects. He knows the pros and cons. He's someone that, if you're just like, hey, how do I actually know what a good project is? I feel like Joe is a great guy to talk to and go to his session. Adam is, Adam's like, he's freaking, Adam's like, he looks like he's like 14. I promise you, we didn't hire a minor. He just looks really young, but he's really, really good at setting you up for success. He's been the go-to person to kind of give white glove service to make sure, like people can set up their accounts right. He's been holding hands for a lot of people to set up Metamask, set up, get frigging cryptocurrency going to buy your first NFT. He's also a master at VeeFriends Series 1. If you are interested in VeeFriends Series 1, Adam's your guy to be like, hey, Adam, I know VeeFriends are 16 ETH right now, but he can point you in the right direction to buy something that he believes is underpriced based on what he knows about VeeFriends. So that's Adam. Daniel is a great, great communicator. He can put things in layman's terms really, really well. And he's someone that can just talk a lot of good sense. I think he's someone that can break down 1 + 1. Anything that looks like, 125 divided by 2.2, he can make it look like it's 1 + 1. So he's someone really good if that is your go-to. And then Corso is going to be accompanying Daniel. He's really good at Discord, and he's really into like projects as well. So Corso is the master of Discords. If you're interested in Discord questions, he's your guy. Dave is our head of biz dev. So he would be someone that can really go, broad, give you like the what's NFTs looking like in the next, 2-3 years. I think that he will be your guy there. And that's it. And that's kind of like the staff that's currently on rotation to do these classes. So that's it. What else we got? Any other questions? Nice. Craig, I use you as an example. I bet you have a question. Do you have a question, sir? Okay. Derek asked, see, now we're just going to read some questions. To get on the Mint friends list, to get one of the 32,000 of Series 2, does that require you to burn your Book Games tokens? Is that where the 26 chance comes into play? So, Derek, great question. For you to be on the friends list, you do not need to burn your Book Games token. Burning means like you're exchanging it for this opportunity. No, just by holding on to a Book Games token, you have a 26% chance to make it onto the friends list. Once you make it onto the friends list, it is guaranteed that you will be able to mint a Series 2 NFT. The reason why it's only 26% is because the supply and demand, there's 125,000 roughly Book Games tokens, and there's only 32,000 in the friends list. Okay. Correct. Just is right. But you do need to burn for the 15 new characters. That is correct. Yeah. So it's 2 different workflows, but they all stem from book games. Okay. You guys think you're ready? On a scale of, give me a little count here since we're all friends now. On a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable would you say, how prepared are you for series 2? 1 being I'm nowhere, like I don't even have my MetaMask set up. I'm not ready. To 10 being like, I'm set up, I'm ready to go. I have freaking like 2 tokens. Freaking 11, Tony. All right, Andy's at a 3. Okay, Andy, I need that to be a 6 by, you know, like by week 8 of us hanging out here. Darius feels an 8. Okay, Simona is a 10. Josh, it's okay, Josh. That's why we got 3 more weeks here. Duke Duck is a 5. Okay, that's good. 6.8. Lee is at a -10. Lee, we're here for you, man. Or gal, whoever you are, like we're definitely here for you. We want you to feel like you're at least a solid 7. Dot says, I don't know how to win gas wars. Dot, when you figure that out, please let me know. I also do not know how to win gas wars. 9. Okay, where to buy VeeFriends Series 2? VeeFriends Series 2 will be, you will buy it on the VeeFriends website. It's not going to be on OpenSea. It's not going to be on Token Trove. We're going to launch it on VeeFriends.com. So you'll hear all about it. We still have a lot more news that we haven't shared with the community, right? So we don't know what the, you know, for the 15 new characters, we don't know what to burn. That hasn't been shared yet. The exact dates have not been shared yet. So there are things that we still need to share with the public. It's just like, it's really like go time right now. So we're truly trying to lock it in with Gary to make sure we can share that as soon as possible. So it will be launched on VeeFriends Series 2. The other thing you should note is when you mint one of the, like, let's say you join the friends list and you get to mint one of the, you know, in that 12.5-day window, you get to mint something, you're not going to know what you're going to buy. It's going to be randomized. Okay. So Andy, I saw your face. For the under $1,000, you won't know what you're going to buy because it's under $1,000, and we're going to randomize everything. VeeFriends Series 2 is going to be 1 of 1. That's because we're going to have different backgrounds, different poses. You know, the characters are all going to be 1 of 1 artwork because of all these elements that we need to put into it. And it's all going to be randomized. So we can't reveal it beforehand because the randomization happens at the reveal. Now, if you're going to get one of the 15 new characters, you will know for sure what you're going to buy because those are reveal. Like you will see what you're going to buy in that sense. Correct, Eric. You can theoretically get something very, very rare. All right. Derek has a question. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Go ahead, Derek.
Thanks for taking my question. You said that we will, if we get on the friends list and then to mint, when we mint one of the series 2, yes, we will pay on VeeFriends.com. I would assume we'll need to, it'll be like an Ethereum and from just a wallet, or how will that work?
Correct. So everything we walked through today is exactly the process, meaning you will need to have a MetaMask with some Ethereum in it. The price point of VeeFriends Series 2 is going to be under $1,000, but take into account gas. Okay. So, you know, under 1,000, like, so I don't know, like under 1,000. So I would say 1,000 for safety. And then I would probably also put another $300, at most $400 in for gas, just to make sure that you feel really confident about it. And then from there, then it's like, okay, now you go mint during the friends list. But if you make it to the friends list, you have 12.5 days. So buy it when gas is low. There's no time rush. You got 12.5 days. Freaking do it at 3 a.m. if gas is like $20, right? Just to get it out of the way. So just make sure that you keep that in mind. Like you don't have to fight. Don't take 2 deep breaths. You know, just remember, May and Tyler told you have 12.5 days. Don't go at the very beginning when gas is super high because everyone's trying to hoard in. They didn't come to class, so they don't know. But when you come to class, you should know, right?
So that 12 days could even give us time to move Ethereum into our MetaMask if we use something that's
totally 100%.
Okay.
The other cool thing is when you make it to the friends list, you still have your tokens. So let's say you had 10 tokens, right? 2 of them make it onto the friends list. You will still have your 10 tokens. You also have your 2 slots guaranteed. You can then sell your tokens to actually make the money back to, let's say, mint the 2 if you didn't have enough money, right? So there's ways to play with it. However, most of the people right now, they're buying the book games in quantities of 5 of the same frame. because that's what you need for series 2, or the series 2 15 new characters. So technically, if you're very, very lucky, let's say you bought 5 of the same frames, all 5 of them gone onto the friends list. That means you have 5 slots to mint, the under $1,000. And let's say like you were fast enough and then you were able to get one of the 15 new characters. That means if you're super, super on the super lucky spectrum, you can end up with 6 NFTs by buying 5 of the same frame. Right. But that possibility is so low that I need to tell you it's so low that I don't want to get your hopes up, because then you'll be disappointed, and then you're gonna say, well, Tyler and May said, and then friggin' Gary's gonna fire me, and then that's the end of my career.
I've only got one book game token. That's probably
You
all.
got it, Dan.
So
same. I mean, I have 2, and I'm just like, bro, like I can't pay $700 for a token. I don't even know how much they are now, but it seems like they're expensive. So, but Derek, I'm wishing you the best of luck, man. I hope your 1 token gets you on the friends list.
thank
Really
you.
good. Thank you. Thank you for your time. All right. Cool. Anyone got anything else? What else we got, squad? This is a good group. Yeah. Very good. Stack, please. Okay, cool. I think we'll end tonight here. I mean, I want to give you 10 minutes back of your night or your day, wherever you are. Again, we'll be here for the next 3 weeks. If you did not feel like you're at like a solid 7 or 8, Andy, and I pick on Andy because I only see Derek and Andy's face, like, and Tyler. It's like, where is everyone with their camera? Let me see if anyone else has yeah, no one else has their camera on, so that's why I gotta pick on people I can see. Oh, Adrian, here we go. Let's go. Freaking all right with those 6 sunglasses. There you go. Who else? Who just Zoom user? Zoom user. You might want to change it. All right, Darius, let's go. Okay. He just threw up a little peace sign for me. Okay. Tony, how are we doing, Tony? Very good. Oh, we got a question. Oh no, we don't got a question. Okay. Omri, there we go. Herbert, nice. Very, very good. First time. Derek, you did awesome on your first Zoom. Duke. Hello, Duke. Good to see you, sir. Okay. So if you don't feel like you're at a solid 7 or a 10 for series 2, we're going to be around for the next 3 weeks. Okay. Come here. Come hang out with us if you don't feel like you're a 10. We'll get you to a 10. That's why we're doing this. Freaking Gary's been, guys, you have no idea, like 6 sessions a week at like night and day. It's because Gary really wanted to push this. Like before we launched this, Gary every day was like, May, is it ready? Are we doing it? Is it tapping tomorrow? I'm like, bro, you gotta chill, man. Like there's so much going on. What are you trying to do with us? But we made it happen, and we really want to make sure everyone here is set up for success. So let's do that. And I'm gonna be really sad if by week 8 and you come on here and you say, May, I still feel like a 1. Then I'm gonna be like, what have you been doing? We've been talking for 3 weeks, right? All right, y'all are the best. Thank you for spending your night and days with us. And ping the frigging bookmark this public schedule, okay? So we can all hang out again sometime in the future. And that's it. Hope you guys have a great night. Thank you for your time. Have a good one. Dot says there was a super annoying person. No public vent. She's right. All right. Have a good one, everyone. Wait, Eric has it. Well, you guys can leave. Eric, what's going on? I'll get your question before we head out.
Yeah, hi. So how do you bookmark the schedule?
Definitely. All right. So I'm gonna send you the schedule in chat real quick.
Mhm.
You're gonna click on that little guy, and if you're on desktop, you're gonna hit Command D, or the little star in your browser. There should be like a little star to the far right of the link, and then it should say bookmark this tab.
Okay, nice. Thank you.
Great. All right. Very good.
Mhm.
Fantastic. All right. Hyun, I don't think for Discord it's mostly English. But if you need help with like English is not your native language, we can definitely help you out. But we don't have any language specific channels yet. But that's something we're looking into for sure. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Talk soon. Bye, friends. See ya.